On today's episode, we're going to be updating the BIOS on the Prime X670 motherboard by ASUS. It's a really simple thing to do, so without further ado, let's get into updating. Step number one is you want to make sure you grab yourself a USB stick and make sure it's formatted to FAT32. Once you have your USB stick, go ahead and plug it into the computer and let's start getting all the BIOS and all the data for it. So as you can see here, once you find your USB, you want to go ahead and click Properties and make sure it's in FAT32. If it's not, check out some of our other videos on how to format to FAT32. In case you don't know for sure exactly which model of motherboard you have, what you can do is type in System Information, click that Enter button, and right over here in the baseboard product, you're going to see Prime X670-P Wi-Fi. Now that you've identified exactly which motherboard you have, you want to go ahead and search for that exact motherboard in Google just like this. Usually it's the first link, but just double check. For this motherboard I'm using, it's the -P version, so I can see by the first link it's the right motherboard. Once you're on the motherboard page, up top you're going to see a little support tab. You're going to want to go ahead and click on that, and then you're going to want to head on over to Driver and Tools. In the Driver and Tools section, you'll see BIOS and Firmware, and then usually it's the latest one is at the top. If you want to see the other past BIOSes, you can click See More, and you'll see a bunch of different ones. Because I want the BIOS to be the latest version, I'm going to go ahead and click the last one, which is 2616. Go ahead and click Download, and you'll see it right here. Once your download's complete, click the little folder arrow, and then go ahead and extract it. Now that you've extracted your folder and you have all the files, you'll see two different files. You'll see a BIOS renamer and then Prime X670-P. At this point, it's very crucial that you first click on BIOS renamer. If you don't do this, you're not going to be able to update your BIOS. In the BIOS renamer, it just says click any button and it will rename the file. So click a button and you can see that the name instantly changes from Prime to PX670PW. This is going to allow the motherboard to read it and go ahead and update it. Now that we've done all those steps, you're going to want to go ahead and drag your folder into your USB, just like so, and go ahead and restart the system. Alright, in case you don't know how to get into BIOS, make sure when you're restarting your system to keep spamming that delete key on your keyboard, just like this. And we're in BIOS. Perfect. So now that we're in the main ASUS BIOS screen, you're going to want to go ahead and press F7 to get advanced mode. Once you're in advanced mode, you'll see a little thing called Tool at the very top of the menu, and you'll see ASUS Easy Flash 3 utility. Go ahead and go in there and search for the file in your directory. So you can see Prime X670-P Wi-Fi 2616, and then you're going to want to go ahead and click on the cap file, click yes, and yes. So this is the right BIOS, it's confirmed, click yes, and now we just wait until the BIOS is fully installed. On a quick little side note, while your system's updating the BIOS, you want to make sure you don't turn off the system, no matter what you do, otherwise you could possibly brick the motherboard. So if you're one of those impatient people like I am, just go outside, go grab a coffee, go grab a water, and in about 5 minutes the BIOS will be fully finished and installed. And just like that, in a few simple steps, we managed to install and update the BIOS on the Prime X670-P Wi-Fi motherboard. If you guys like this video, please leave us a thumbs up, drop a comment, and hit that subscribe button. Till next time, guys, peace.